So many people have been waiting for Asiwaju Bola Tinubu to pick his running mate, and over the weekend it was announced that is the former governor of Borno State, Kashim Shettima, that will be running with him. Many Nigerians have come to say, some have agreed with it, others have criticized it, Khan has objected also, according to the papers today. What are your thoughts? Let's hear your views on the fact that many have their concerns concerning the Muslim ticket, even though the candidate himself has said that he has put competence over the issue of religious sentiment. Do you feel that the issue Khan is raising, that it will be unfair to the Christian community if Asiwaju goes ahead with this Muslim ticket? Do you think that still holds, especially when this man comes across as a detribalized man?
I like to always say I'm not a politician or into politics, and so my views and my opinions would not really be about how politically it will work, but just as a person. And my opinion is, because of the state in which we're in, because of the insurgency, the banditry, economically we're struggling. For me right now, your religion, your ethnicity is secondary. Your competence comes first. And the parties will make their choices, politicians will make their choices based on, whatever they feel the criteria is needed for them to win. But Nigerians ultimately will decide who would be their president and who will be their vice president. And so Nigerians will look through and see whether your ethnicity and your religion, it's more important than what you bring on the table, than what you bring to the table competence-wise. Are you in tune with what is happening? What is your track record? What is your experience? Nigerians will decide if that is more important to them than your religion or your ethnicity. And for me, that is it. I just want someone who's competent. I just want someone who understands that right now where we are is ground zero. There's no coming to try it out for a year or two. You have to hit the ground running. And who are those people? And those are the only sort of people that I'm interested in. And I'm looking forward to when the campaigns kick off. I'll listen to these people. I'll ask the necessary important questions. And for me, those are the things that will determine for me who I will eventually vote for.
There's what they call the ideal.
Yeah.
A society is supposed to be so and so and so. That's the ideal. And there's another one that is the reality. We are not there yet. We are not an ideal society yet. There are a lot of people who have gone through pains, who have gone through, I don't know the right word to use. I don't want to repeat marginalization again, that feel like Nigeria has been happening to them. This is not the agreement we had from the time of our founding fathers. It just seems like everybody is doing what they want. People who feel that they have more power are doing what they want. And so far, they have not taken us forward. Right. We are going backwards. So there's a lot of pains from different quarters and different angles. Insurgency is not just in the north now. It has moved to it's everywhere. So people are saying, okay, let's flip it. If it's a Christian ticket, is that the conversation we're going to be having now? So this is not the time. See, everybody can find somebody who is competent.
Now, let me pause you for a second.
Whether you're a Christian or a Muslim, you will not tell me that it's only the Muslims right now that are competent. That's not, you won't tell me that.
You're correct.
No. You won't tell me that.
Yeah, this is about the numbers. You don't want to go to an election of this magnitude where more than 5 parties have candidates that are intimidating already.
Yes.
With a candidate that cannot give you
numbers,
cannot give you at least 10 million votes.
True.
Yeah. You don't want to go there. So they do their maths per region. This is a Kashim Shettima. In Borno, governors after him, they still know him. They still, and he's a sitting senator. He knows his numbers. He has what he can muster from that region. It wasn't a likely picked candidate. It wasn't something that was likely done. Just as I said earlier, there were other candidates that were popping up. Regions and groups were saying, this is our own candidate. This was where you must speak from. But the maths was done. And you don't blame any party for calculating, because as it is now, the kind of politics we run here is about numbers. It's not about individual. It's not about ideas. It's not about ideology yet.
Numbers.
It's still about the numbers, the people who will do the work for you. And so I don't blame the APC for how they arrived at their candidate and their vice presidential candidate. Just as you said, there are options. If Nigerians do, it is now in our hands to decide where we want to put our vote and what we want to put our trust. The issue for me is that I hope that the APC as a party, the presidential candidate and the vice presidential candidate, are very aware of the distrust that Nigerians have now, much more so now in these 7 years that the President Buhari's administration is rounding up. Things have become, I don't want to use words, let's just say we'll get better. Nigerians have been hit hard. And so before they would just go and sit down and say anything would run, they should check the pulse of the people and they should make their decision.